In our everyday lives, we meet many different kinds of people. Each one is as unique as the other. However, it is also true that we don't refrain from categorizing people into specific groups based on a few common traits, and base our treatment of them on the category we assign them. One type of people that often find themselves unfairly categorized are those we call HSP in scientific terms. Let's find out who they are and what sets them apart. Drama queens, crybabies, whiners, wet blankets. Highly sensitive people, or HSPs, have been labeled all of these things and more, when the truth is, there's lots of things most people fail to understand about the concept. The term was originated by Dr. Elaine N. Aron in 1996, and it refers to an inherent biological predisposition some people have to process and perceive information on a much deeper level. If you're an HSP, then you think and feel things with greater intensity, in a way that many others can't understand. This negative view that some people have towards sensitivity and emotional vulnerability makes it hard for some highly sensitive people to accept and love themselves for who they are. But in reality, there are countless advantages to being an HSP. Here are 10 strengths you may not have known that highly sensitive people have. 1. You're sensitive. First and foremost, one of the best things about being an HSP is being sensitive, as the name implies. While it can feel like a double-edged sword sometimes because of how overwhelming it can be to feel so much and so deeply, sensitivity is a gift. It makes you soft-hearted and compassionate. You care more about people and you treat them with tenderness. That's why HSPs are some of the kindest and gentlest people you will ever meet. 2. You're self-aware. Intrapersonal intelligence is defined as an awareness of one's emotions, motivations, beliefs, and goals. By Chowsky, 1997. And HSPs certainly have that in spades. When you're an HSP, you're a deep thinker by nature. You gain a greater insight into yourself because you're so in touch with your own thoughts and emotions. You're thoughtful and introspective, which means that you rarely ever feel confused or unsure of how you feel or what you think about something, and so you can always trust yourself to make the right choice. 3. You're more empathetic. Sensitivity and empathy go hand in hand, so it should come as no surprise that most HSPs are also incredible empaths. Being an HSP allows you to feel what others are feeling and put yourself in their shoes. Because you're already so in tune with your own feelings, you're better able to perceive the feelings of other people as well. This makes it easier for you to relate to those around you and understand different points of view. 4. You're a good listener. Another great quality a lot of HSPs has is that they're great listeners. Thanks to your natural intuition, you're more perceptive and observant than most. So you're quick to pick up on the subtleties of someone's voice, gestures, facial expressions, body language, and so on. This makes you more attentive and responsive to others, which also makes you a better friend, partner, and source of emotional support. 5. You're a good mediator. Highly sensitive people make for excellent mediators, thanks to their great conflict resolution skills. Sand, 2016. HSPs always seek to maintain positive, harmonious relationships with others, and confrontational situations make them uncomfortable. Because they're such empathetic listeners, they're often able to bridge the gap between two conflicting parties. This also makes them good team players and decision makers. 6. You're creative. Studies have found that creativity is closely associated with being a highly sensitive person. This is likely because most HSPs are visionaries who have a rich inner world of their own. Since you experience both negative and positive emotions on such a deep level, this kind of intensity lends itself well to creative self-expression, be it through painting, writing, designing, filmmaking, photography, and such. Even if you're not an artist yourself, you're likely to have a good appreciation of art. 7. You're passionate. To the uneducated, emotional sensitivity can look a lot like overreacting. Other people might dismiss you as nothing more than a wishy-washy daydreamer or romantic, but in truth, there's so much more to you than that. Because you're an HSP, you seek to live life authentically and wholeheartedly. This vulnerability is what gives you the passion to pour your heart and soul into everything you do. 8. You value integrity. Most HSPs are guided by their values and personal principles. They have a strong sense of right and wrong, and they believe in ideals of fairness and morality. If you're an HSP, you most likely feel uncomfortable with anything that's overly aggressive, violent, or demeaning, so you can't stand injustice. You value integrity and pride yourself in your character, which is an admirable trait. 9. You live life to the fullest. No HSP will ever live out their days half asleep. Being an HSP means being present and living in the moment. Because you're so sensitive, you're most likely careful not to overstimulate yourself and be overloaded with thoughts, feelings, and sensations. This allows you to take things at your own pace, and in turn, you remind those around you that it's okay to slow down every once in a while and just enjoy everything life has to offer. And 10. You're one of a kind. Last, but certainly not least, being a highly sensitive person means that you are special. There may be someone out there who can't understand what it's like to be like you and see the world through your eyes, but know that your uniqueness is not your weakness. Being a highly sensitive person is a gift, granted only to a rare few, and it's part of what makes you extraordinary. In fact, only 1 in every 5 people have this particular personality trait. So now that you know all of this, you'll probably gain a newfound appreciation for highly sensitive people. Those who are emotionally gifted are often gentle, nurturing souls who have an incredible capacity for kindness, empathy, creativity, compassion, and spirit. So revel in what makes you different. Sensitivity is a gift, and there's so many wonderful ways you can use it to help yourself and those around you. Do you identify as an HSP? Does anyone around you fall into that category? Have you ever interacted with an HSP? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, you'll know that what sets them apart is what makes them stronger. We should allow everyone the opportunity to enjoy their uniquenesses and make it their strength rather than be a disadvantage. Labeling or stigmatizing those slightly different than us is in no way fair. We should encourage and nourish all diversity. Also, remember to share this with someone you think might benefit from it as well. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more content. And as always, thanks for watching.